So this is one of those self-working card tricks that at the end it smacks you right in the face, and then when you think it's over, it smacks you back again. So check this out. What you do is you ask your spectator to choose a card, and they choose, say, that one right there. Now you have a look and see that it is the Nine of Hearts. You say, look, I'll just throw it somewhere in the middle there, and what I want you to do is just deal two piles. So deal one card to yourself and one pile there, and they just do this all the way through, creating two piles. Like so. And then you say, just do it again, just deal a card to yourself and create another pile. And they do that. And then you say, do it again. And now just do it one more time. And you say, how lucky do you feel? And they say, well, pretty lucky, but I don't know. And you say, well, I'll tell you what, you chose a card in the beginning, you dealt all these cards, check out the one in front of you, and it will always be their selection. You say, well, we'll take it one step further, and this is when you get smacked in the face again, because you take one ace, 2, 3, and 4, and that's a pretty sick trick, so we should learn how that's done. Yo, what's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Hey, if you're wondering why I'm here when last week I said I'll be in the Canary Islands, is because that's exactly where I am. I'm still there, but I'm still here because I filmed this last week so that you could watch it this week. Does that make sense? Anyway, back to the card trick. So this is a really fun self-working card trick. It's one of those ones at the end where it's like, oh, we're finished. And then it's like, oh no, we're finished again. And then, yeah, it just smacks them in the face twice. It's a really fun one to perform. And so if you're ready to learn it, do me a massive favor and like the video. And of course, subscribe if you're new. And I'll give you a big massive welcome if you send me a little comment in the little comments below. And so let's get right into how this trick works. Alright, so here's the explanation to this really fun card trick, and I love those tricks where, you know, you think it's over and you're about to go home and then, no, wait, there's more, sorry, no, and then they whack you in the face again with something else. So this is one of those. So basically you have 11 random cards, so any random ones that you want, and you have the 4 aces. And here is the setup. You just take any of these cards and you just place it second from the bottom from the 4 aces, like so. Alright, so this is what you should have right there. And what you do now, square those up, place those on top, and that is your setup right there. So what you do is you have your spectator choose a card. Now when you do this, just push off a little block so they don't choose any of these top cards, because if they do that, then that's not very good. You don't want to do that. So you just basically just spread off a little block so they don't take any of the top, and they can take any of these cards. And so once they take one out, you're going to square up, but you're not actually going to make a square. You're going to need these bottom 2 cards, and what you're going to do is when you square up, you're just going to make it look really messy. And what you're allowing yourself to do is, because you're going to take their selection and place it third from the bottom. But instead of squaring them up like so and having them out jogged and just putting it in like that, when you've done the spread and they've taken their card out, you're just going to do a messy little pile like that with the 2 bottom cards out jogged at the back. And that is simply going to go on top of those, so it's third from the bottom. And really, it just looks like you're just putting it somewhere random in the pack. So you just say, look, alright, I'm just going to throw it somewhere in the middle, and then you square it up. And so now their selection is third from the bottom. And so once you've done that, all you have to do from here is shuffle 2 cards to the bottom, so 2 aces essentially. And so you just do that casually, and then you just drop these onto the table. So now you hand the cards to your spectator, and they do all the work. And all you have to do is just say, what I want you to do is deal a card to yourself and deal a card out here in the front, and it must be to themselves first. So there, and they just go all the way through until they've gone through every single card, like so. Perfect. And then you say to them, do the exact same, deal a card to yourself and one up here. And basically all you're doing is just getting rid of all the cards. And so you deal one to yourself again, and then you'll always have 2 cards here, so deal one to yourself and one out here. And this one here will always be their selection. Okay, And then the self-working part, the double whammy before you go home is these are all the 4 aces. Well, I bloody hope so. So let's have a look. Yeah, there's one there, there, and there. And then you just get your thunderous round of applause. And the one step that you cannot overlook, so we'll reset this again because you will screw this up if you don't do this right, is this part right here. So you've got everything ready, you got the aces on the top with a random card in between right there. So this part's really important. When you're getting them to choose a card and they take one out, you quickly want to spread through so that you've got the 2 here, and you do that. Okay, so you've got these 2 out jogged, and this is what it looks like at full speed. And so you say, look, just take a card out for me, perfect. And then you just want it to look as messy as you possibly can. And then just say, all I'm going to do is place it somewhere near the middle, and then you go from there. Now I'm going to do a view from behind so you can see exactly what that looks like. Okay, so here's a quick little angle from the back. So you can see you've got your 4 aces with a random card second from the bottom there, and those all go on top. So from this point here, you just have your spectator choose a card, and when they do so, they take one out. You quickly get those 2 cards ready and just make a little mess like this. And at full speed it looks a little bit like this. Take a card, perfect, and it just looks like you're holding all the cards like that. And this card here simply goes right there underneath this bunch and on top of those 2 right there. Okay, so that goes in like that. And then you immediately just shuffle the top 2 aces to the bottom and then hand them to the spectator. And then from here, they have to deal to themselves and then deal here. And then you just go all the way through like so until you get to the very end. And if you have to square those up, you can. And then you want to get them to do it again, all the way through, and then deal to themselves again. And then you'll always have 2 before you do the last pile. Deal to themselves, deal out there, and then you get their selection ends up in front of them. And then obviously at the end, you've got the 4 aces. I hope that helps. Alright, so as always, that's all we've got time for. I hope you enjoyed that trick. Go and show your friends, your family, your grandkids, your granddads, your grand-aunties. Go show your dog if you want to. It's your life. But I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please do me a massive favor and support the channel just by liking the video. And let me know down in the comments what you think of this one. And I'll be sure to see you guys again next week. Take care. Ciao.